So you're a member of the Malt Whisky Society?
Malt Whisky Society, which is the most dreadful thing. However, it has to be done. And it was actually bought me as a gift for suffering frostbite. So I was presented with a bottle of whisky and a membership pack while I was lying in a hospital bed, freezing to death.
Just what you want then, isn't it?
Well,
I mean, I guess
the hardest thing at the time was the fact that I couldn't use my hands, so I couldn't even open the parcel.
Did they not put it in the drip?
Well, the joke is that the membership pack came. I said to the staff, the staff came in, you've had some post. Well, that's lovely. I'm lying in bed with my arms in the air, on slings. So they opened it, and it was a membership pack, and the nurses were not happy because one should not have whiskey in hospital. I said, okay, so they put it on the side. And about 2 days later, the surgeon walked in, and we were talking about what we were going to be doing for the surgery. And he said, right, Mr. Vardy, we're going to do this, we're going to do... Oh, are you a member as well? So that mitigated the nursing, and then the anaesthetist walked in, and blow me did exactly the same. And so when you say about did I have it as anaesthetic, they actually used to take me into theatre, put the cannula in my arm, and rather than saying, right, we're going to do this, it would be, what would you like? How about a 1972 Ben Nevis? Yeah, that's absolutely fine, and literally just press the button and down I went.
No, brilliant. Well, that's a great opener. I'm glad I started recording when I did. So we're here with Nigel Vardy on episode 83 from Kendal Mountain Festival. I think we should just go with that for future ones rather than do formal intros. That's absolutely incredible. So I'm joined by Cathy as always. Hello. Are you fit to talk? Are you just...
I think so. I think I need a whiskey now as well, actually. It's maybe a little bit too early.
It's never too early.
Oh, but
well, it is lunchtime. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, as they say, isn't it?
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, welcome, Mr. Nigel Vardy, also known as Mr. Frostbite. You're a passionate mountaineer, adventurer, and motivational speaker, and you're here to talk about your new film, Frostbitten, but you're also here on the Terra Nova stand as well, with your long-term relationship with the brand, which we'll come on to later. But for people who don't know of you, your film is about revisiting Denali, which was the scene of a pretty harrowing expedition, and revisiting the people that helped you recover from that. Can you give us a bit more about what happened to you and how it affected you physically?
Yeah, well, initially what happened is myself and two friends went to have a crack at what used to be called Mt McKinley. It's now Denali. In 1999, May 99, and we went up the West Rib and had what I always jokingly say the 17 best mountaineering days of my entire life. Tragically, the end day, we went for the summit, we alpine climbed it, alpine style, made a high camp, went for the top as fast as we could, and the weather binned in. And we ended up spending a night on what's called the football field on the top of the mountain, in what the rangers tell us was minus 60 centigrade, and a 60 knot crosswind. So it's not a place to be, and you've got no shelter. Your camp's below you, so we spent a night basically in a snow hole, come crevasse, come whatever we could get under the ground in, shivering the night away. I did eventually get a emergency distress call out, which was in the 90s. We were actually issued with handheld CB radios. Oh, wow. So this wasn't the world of modern press a button and EPIRBs and such. So getting the message across was really hard work and garbled, but we did. Thankfully, two of us were rescued the next day by a helicopter, a guy called Jim Hood, who broke all the rules and broke an altitude record to get us off. And Steve, one of the other guys, was rescued the next day. Sadly, well, not sadly, he'd actually made the most heroic rescue attempt I've ever seen by a human being. And he fell and broke both his legs and spent another night on the mountain, nearly died. Steve was recovered the next day. We all came down to Anchorage in varying states of disrepair. And then the next part of our life started. So I just turned 30, and over the next few months I lost all my toes, I lost both my heels, the ball off my left foot, all my fingertips, and my nose and left cheek fell away. Other than that, I'm absolutely fine. But it was a new start of life, because all the lessons you learn when you're young, walking, picking things up, dexterous skills, they're all still in your mind. It's just the fact that your extremities have changed. So I had to learn to walk again from scratch, write, eat, do buttons, tie laces, and then tie a rope and get back on the rock and back on the ice, which is what I ended up doing.
Wow, incredible to get back on there. We obviously love to see you in our shop on the side, and you come on in, and you come in and get footwear sorted for you and fitted for you. You mentioned obviously your hands. I know you work with Terra Nova, who not only are very famous for their amazing tents, but also sell extremities gloves. How does that relationship work, and how does that help you get back out into the adventure environments?
We have this assumption in the world that we're all the same, and my hands are certainly not. Most fingers are down to first knuckle or worse. And I can go into a shop and I can pick a load of gloves up, and that's lovely, but the end 2 inches of every finger are flopping around. And very early on when this happened, working with Terra Nova and Extremities, what they said, and I'll never forget this, I said, "Can you help me with some gloves?" And they said, "Yeah, but I can't get to the factory in time." "It's fine, put your hand on some A4, draw around it and fax it to us." And I did, and they cut a pair of gloves to fit me, and they were fantastic. And we've worked with that relationship ever since, because I know that I work with people I can trust, and I work with people who want to work with me, and Extremity and Terra Nova, we have a great relationship for that. Only this morning, because I'm taking part or helping out in the world's highest altitude marathon next year in Chile, one of the first things one of the guys said is, "When was the last time we cut you some gloves? Do you need some?" Which for me is the world. Because otherwise I have to go into a world and try and buy some gloves, and then try and find somebody who alters them, you find people or you don't. And with Terra Nova, it's just, I can go to the factory, I can talk to people who make them and say, "Look, these are my issues, what do you think?" And ask their advice. And they have been fabulous, absolutely incredible with me for years. And I could go out in the hills with normal gloves, but I can't pick things up. It's bad enough as it is. You don't need floppy fingers getting in the way. This makes a difference. This makes an enormous difference to me.
Yeah, so it's more than just the patterning, it's just working, because I'm just looking at your hands now, and your hands are very, very wide, they're very, very broad, so it's making sure that whatever product you get, and for whatever environment you're going into, any given environment, because you adventure all over the world, that those fabrics match with what you need, and that build matches to what you need as well, whether you're working with rope work, so you need something extra durable, whether it's insulation is priority, so all of that gets taken into discussion on the factory floor, I guess.
Yeah, it does. It does, and that's the difference. You can go into a supplier or into a shop of any description, perhaps, and I walk in and I know I'm different, but I don't want to cause people problems, as in, "Can you help me?" and they sort of, "I don't know what to do, sir." Whereas I know with Extremities and Terra Nova, I can make the call and we'll go and have a genuine conversation, and I can get feedback on, "This fabric might work, that might be a bit too thick for you. What do you think?" Feed it in, and we just do the job.
Yeah, that's great. And then obviously with footwear as well, how does that work for you?
Footwear's an interesting one, because I am also in mountain rescue. And occasionally we get these deals of such and such is doing a deal on footwear. What foot size are you? And of course my reply, and I do this as a bit of a joke now, I have no idea. How can you not know how big your feet are? And I actually send them a photograph of my feet on the foot measurers in a foot shop with the proper, I say, "You tell me." And very often it's tumbleweed comes across the screen, So again, what I have to do is, I need to sit in a shop, and this is why I came to you guys last time for some boots. I need to have, I have specialist plates in my feet, carbon fibre and Kevlar footbeds, to give me some spring in my step, because you would do that off your toes and the balls of your feet. There's a filler up the front to take up the air gap, and then I have a special moulded orthotic in my shoes. And if that doesn't go in and it's not tight, it's no good to me. But I can't just say I'm a 9.5 or a 10, because every boot and shoe I find is different. So it really is, let's start at about a 9 and work up, and we'll just see where we go. But that demands a lot of patience from staff and time. And this is where I go back to, I work with people who want to work with me. I can't just be abandoned in a shop with, well, here's a load of boxes and I'll see you. And I know it takes staff time up, but we build up that relationship. You know you're going to get a sale because I know what I want and I know you've got it. It's just finding which one matches all that clutter in my feet best.
Yes.
And once I've found it, I never let go of those boots.
Yeah, I guess what you're talking about is old-fashioned customer service, isn't it? Which you don't get everywhere.
It's proper old-fashioned. And, I mean, joking apart, when all this happened to me, there was one shop I used to use in Derby that had been there for nearly 100 years, and they were closing. And I booked myself out of hospital for an afternoon to go to that shop before it shut, because I'd made so many close friends within that environment. And it was an independent, we knew everybody, we were devastated. But to me, it's making those relationships with those people that's the critical thing.
Yeah.
As I say, I don't walk into a big retailer, get lost with a load of boxes and they go. Because sometimes I get the footbeds in, or with having no fingertips, I can't get them back out. So I need somebody to help me. It's laborious, it's time consuming, but it works.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I'm sorry, I'm not usually this quiet. I've just got so many. I've got so many questions. I think I don't even know where to start on it. But that last piece on the is it prosthetic stuff or is it orthotics? Sorry, that you're talking about. Is there anything that's actually attached to your feet?
No, it's not actually attached. And extremities come into this again with socks, because again, what size are you? And to be able to actually be there going, can I just try a few sizes, or can we just have a look? Because otherwise, you get socks at Christmas and you put them on and the heel's halfway up my calf. So again, it's having that, what feedback, what works. And I've been working with I think it was a Mountain Toasty, I think it was. Toaster. Just the sock of joy. Absolute sock of joy for me. I'm wearing them now.
I was just going to say that.
You just put them on and you just go, but because I can have that, what have you got, can we try, let's have a look, I can do that.
Yeah.
When you go in, oh, socks are over there, sir, you've just lost me already.
Yeah.
And it's specialist orthotics in feet, so I actually use a guy who's a runner who makes sports orthotics for athletes.
Right.
And they are specifically moulded to my injuries. And if I have any issue, I pick up the phone and he just goes, come down, or tinker with it. Yeah. He understands I can't take pressure at all on the front of the feet or I'll squeal. Yeah. Right. So he makes them half an inch too long or a quarter of an inch too long, so there's no pressure on the front of the feet. And it's a joy working with him because he wants to work with me. And he understands lots of people actually like it because it's a challenge. For once we get, oh, this is a bit different.
Well, you're working with craftspeople as well, aren't they? Like people who, they want to figure out the problem.
Yeah. It's not just another, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, you've got a bit of an ingrained toenail or something like that. It is, this is what do we do here? Yeah. And we all start to think, and then we get results.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us, Nigel. We really appreciate it. It's been a fascinating insight. Once again, a big thank you to Kendal Mountain Festival and to Terranova for making this chat happen. We're here at the brewery in amongst what is an incredibly buoyant show. Again, I know you're a friend of the festival. You've been coming for many, many...
I've been presenting for 15 years.
15 years?
15 years.
Fantastic. If you are listening and you would like to know more about Nigel, definitely head across to his website, mrfrostbite.com, and you can see the full range of Terranova tents and also extremities accessories at our shops at climbers-shop.com. And if you're thinking about getting out into the outdoors and want to learn more about how to keep your extremities warm, then take a listen to our previous podcast and also get yourself to our website, joebrownoutdooracademy.com.